How y'all doing this morning? I hope y'all having a blessed morning. It is currently 77 degrees here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and just after 7 a.m. Supposed to hit the 90s again today. We still haven't seen any rain at all. Now, my neighbor Lindsay gave me a ride up to the store a couple days ago, and also they're the couple that had their place broken into in the middle of the day, people. That's right, in the middle of the day. She took me up to the store the other day, and she was talking to me about what happened. And I mentioned to her, I said, "Boy, man, it's hot, ain't it?" She got a nice car, got good AC in it. I said, "We ain't seen any rain in over a month." She said, "Really?" I turned and looked at her. I said, "Well, we got about 15 minutes of it 2 weeks ago, but other than that, we ain't got no rain." And she didn't even know we hadn't gotten any rain. I thought that was odd. But, yeah, she started talking to me about, their apartment being broke into. And I told her there's got to be something wrong there with, somebody doing that in the middle of the day like that. And there was a shot fired. They shot it from inside. My guess is they were trying to get something open. Now, what little time they were in there, they ransacked the place. And they did lose a safe. They had a safe under the bed, a small one, and they figured that's what that person was going for. And I said, well, how would they even know where that was? And they think it has something to do with her ex-boyfriend. That was months and months ago. He moved out, and I was happy for her. I really was. I really was happy for her. So she's been with her boyfriend for several months now, and they get along just fine. But she mentioned cameras to me, and I said, there are none. There are none over where we are. There are some out back, and I could see why they'd put them out back, because it'd be easy to come down over that hill, break into some place, and go back up over that hill. Yeah. I said, but as far as I know, there's none up here unless they got some of them trees over there. And I doubt that seriously. And she said, well, there's one at the bottom of the stairs there. And I said, yeah, that's because of the maintenance shed room, whatever is there. Now, the guy that walked by here, I seen him through my shades, went down them stairs. So there should be something. I mean, if them cameras are actually working. So, but I never told her that. And she said, I don't think management likes me. And I said, honey, management don't like nobody, okay? And she turned and looked at me. I said, she's cordial and she's friendly, but it's all business, okay? It's all business. Other than that, she don't like nobody, I've seen people try to, be friendly with her and talk to her a little bit, and she just cuts it off. But I wondered what my friend was getting at, and I told her, don't feel bad. You ain't the only one. It's not that, it's just all business with her. You know what I'm saying? And she does have an attitude that's kind of strange, but hard to explain. But then my neighbor, all this was going on while we were taking a ride over to the store, and she says to me, she said, after she told me, I don't think management likes me. I thought, ooh, I wonder what, is coming next. What went down that she's saying that. And she says to me, management has accused my boyfriend of doing this. I said, what? That's bullshit. And she said, I know. And let me tell you something. I don't know these people really well, but I know them well enough to have them in my house and, sit and chat with them. And they were in here once. We all, you know, just sat around chatting, getting to know one another. And then I took French bread pizza to them the other night because I felt bad for them. I said, that's just crazy. See, that's what I mean. It's all business. It's with management. It's like she didn't cut my neighbor any slack whatsoever. Didn't show any remorse whatsoever. Wasn't sorry that it happened whatsoever. Apparently, she just came at her with both guns barreling and talked to her in a way that my neighbor doesn't think she even likes her, and then accused her boyfriend of breaking into their own apartment and stealing their own stuff. Now, is that possible? I guess some people can do that, but not these people. No. Mm-mm. And I told her, I said, I gave the police a description of the person that walked by my window. Just a half an hour after all that went down, I heard the noise and the weapon go off, and I said, I told the police that it was not him, it was not your boyfriend, it was somebody taller. And I still think he got lucky because most of the time he's home. Every once in a while they go out of here together. They're both students and stuff like that, but I think a lot of his is done on a computer. So usually he's home, and luckily he wasn't. Because whoever did it definitely meant business to be taking a loaded weapon. So, I mean, it's like insult to injury, what Lindsay was telling me. Management accusing her boyfriend of doing that. And they got no cameras up here, and if the one down at the bottom of the stairs ain't working, then they didn't get the guy on video to even get a description or see what it looks like. I mean, I gave the police a description the best I could, but I think that's insult to injury, people. I mean, accusing somebody of breaking into their own place. I'm blown away by that, but that's exactly what I mean by management here. Okay. Yep. Hopefully there'll be some cameras going up on this end of the building here before long, but I doubt it. Personally, I can live without them. There's people here at any given time during the day. Who expects somebody to break into your house in the middle of the day, right? Anyway, it rubs me the wrong way that management treated her that way. Apparently wasn't nice to her. Accused her boyfriend of breaking into their own apartment. I'm just blown away by it. But that's what I mean by management here. So. And I like people. I try to get along with people. Of course, a lot of them think I'm crazy because of it. If there was a day when you said good morning to somebody, they didn't look at you like, what do you want? You need to get out of the house more often. Look on their face. So anyway, I realize now that what maintenance was telling me the day it happened, they were up the other end of the complex, and they started talking about their fans running and stuff like that, and they didn't hear nothing. I said, well, that's probably why. I realize now they were kind of being apologetic, that they weren't down here when it was going on. But, I mean, it's maintenance, all right? When we moved in here, we had security on site. Management was a couple. They lived here, and he open carried, and he was a security on site. And when we got new management, we lost that. And he did do a walk around. He would often walk around the complex to make sure everything was going all right. But this person, in the space of like a half an hour, broke into this place, ransacked it, let off a shot, and waltzed out of here. Okay, just waltzed out of here like they came in, and nobody knew anything but me. So, and I wasn't about to open my door and see what was going on. So, but we don't have security here no more. I'd like to see more of a police presence here. I'd like to see them come up in this parking lot and turn around a couple times a week and just, have presence, let their presence be known. That's an amazing deterrent, actually. Sometimes they'll park cars in parking lots and leave them as a deterrent, where there's merchants and stuff that have been having some trouble. And it is a deterrent. So to see police come up in here once in a while and turn around, but they don't come to this side of the town. This is the outskirts of Little Rock. It's more of a suburb of Little Rock. And it's a pretty wealthy neighborhood. So I guess they don't see a need to come up in here. But, with everything going on and the way the world is today, and even looting in the broad daylight in stores and stuff, that they need to get back up in here and do a circle around the parking lot once in a while. The guy on the 10-speed, he don't live here. He comes up in here a couple times a week. At night, late at night. And I said hello to him a couple times, and he was friendly, but I seen him the other night. And I was sitting out here, and I said, "Hi, how you doing tonight?" And he said, "I don't feel like talking tonight." And I thought, what the hell? And I said to him, "Is that right?" I said, "Well, do you live here?" And I know he heard me, but he never said nothing to me. But he going to come up in here getting smart with me because, and I'm wondering, should I mention that to management? I mean, I thought it was rude. He could have just said, "Hey, I'm doing all right," kept going, but no. I mean, come on up in here and get rude with me. "Oh, no, I want to talk tonight." I was, really? Would you live here? So, but, I don't know, maybe I should mention that to management. I mean, I'm going back and forth with that, really. Because he don't live here. And now he's being rude. I don't think I'm overreacting. But I might mention it to management. Or maintenance. Probably mention it to maintenance. Because I'll be seeing them tomorrow anyway, so. But I would like to see the police come up in here and just turn around. Make their presence known. A couple times. And I'm thinking about getting me some mace, which is legal here in Arkansas, but you can only have like 0.2% of it. It's a ridiculous small amount is what it is, but it is legal. But every time I think about purchasing some, I get this feeling this must be what it feels like to bring a knife to a gunfight. That's all I can figure. Yeah, I don't want to get that close, but I guess it's better than nothing. And I'm chomping at the bit to hear from a fellow YouTuber. Gonna say this again, Mark the Shark, entered into Arizona State poker tournament this weekend. I think it was just Saturday. I don't know if it was both days, but him and a couple relatives bought into that, and I really want to know how it went down. I hope it went well for him. And I'm about to, real quick here, I still ain't figured out what an algorithm is. I mean, I've looked it up, but I've seen it in action, but I still can't figure it out, and I'm just gonna mess with it for a minute. All right. I'll be curious to see what comes across my feed now. Anyway, I'm having my coffee. What did I do with my coffee? Pardon me. When this first all went down, neighbors were two neighbors were gathering around. Somebody come ask me, and I heard somebody say, "Go ask her. She probably knows everything that goes on around here." And I was a little bit offended by that because I'm not nosy. It's just that I go out on my balcony and I smoke. I don't smoke in my house, so I'm out there quite often. But I read someplace once, several years ago, that if you have a nosy neighbor, be grateful for that nosy neighbor, because that nosy neighbor knows what goes on around your place. And they see things, and they can be a big help if there's a robbery or something like that, or they see something going down. I mean, if I seen somebody out here picking a lock on a car, and I didn't recognize them, I'd be asking them questions. So if you got a nosy neighbor, be grateful for that neighbor, because they kind of help watch your place. But I'm not a nosy neighbor. People come to me with stuff. I got to where I stopped going out and having a smoke because people from the other end of the complex was coming up here walking their dogs and stopping. And only time I've ever had such a lengthy conversation with most of them. I mean, I say hello to them, but everybody wanted to know what happened. And I gave them some of the basics, but I didn't tell them exactly which apartment, but it ain't hard to figure out. Pardon me, because there's a big old piece of plywood up on the window where they took the window out. But I told them I really don't want to get into it too much. I feel bad for the people. It's their business, really. But yes, and it is everybody else's business. But I did tell them, yeah, right in the middle of the day. Heard there was a shot fired. Yes, there was. But that's mild compared to what happened here in January. So, but anyway, if you have a blah, 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 yeah, I need more coffee. If you have a nosy neighbor, be glad. I mean, it's a love-hate thing with them kind of neighbors. So I don't go knocking on everybody's door, and bothering people, but I am out on the porch, and I do have a right to know what's going on around here. And I look for some of it, like in the news. But I would imagine there's so much stuff that goes on that it'd probably take hours on the news. I looked for something in a newspaper, too. I still ain't seen nothing. But anyway, it's quiet here this morning. Still waiting to hear from Mark the Shark. Hope he did well. All right, I'm going to finish having my coffee. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay frosty if you're in the heat. Thank y'all for stopping in. Appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.